see yourself, but what you don't always see is the quiet battle happening behind those eyes. The doubt, the fear, the weight of what if. For many of us, that inner voice, the one that whispers, "You're not good enough. You'll never make it," runs the show far too often. But what if that voice was wrong? What if your mind wasn't your enemy, but the greatest tool you've ever had? If only you knew how to use it. That's The Heart of the Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. A timeless classic that has inspired millions to replace fear with faith, self-doubt with confidence, and chaos with calm. This book isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything's fine. It's about understanding a universal truth. Your thoughts shape your life. Peale's message is simple but life-changing. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Norman Peale wasn't a motivational speaker trying to sell a dream. He was a pastor who spent years listening to real people. People weighed down by anxiety, failure, and hopelessness. Through those conversations, he noticed something. The difference between those who rose above life's challenges and those who were crushed by them wasn't luck, talent, or money. It was mindset. People who believed in themselves and trusted in something greater than fear found strength where others found excuses. They faced problems differently, not because the problems were smaller, but because their perspective was bigger. And that's the essence of positive thinking, seeing possibility even in the impossible. One of Peale's first lessons is that belief always precedes achievement. You cannot achieve what you don't believe you can. If your mind is full of "I can't," then your energy, creativity, and courage shrink to match that belief. But the moment you say, "Maybe I can, maybe this is possible," your brain begins to look for ways to make it happen. Science today confirms what Peale taught decades ago. The brain literally rewires itself based on your dominant thoughts. When you repeat ideas of hope, gratitude, and possibility, you strengthen neural pathways that support action, confidence, and calm. When you dwell on failure and fear, those same pathways weaken your motivation and drain your energy. It's not magic. It's mindset engineering. Your thoughts become your reality because your mind shapes how you show up in the world. Another timeless principle Peale shares is the power of faith over fear. He often said, "Empty your mind of fear and fill it with faith." Fear is a mental habit, and like all habits, it can be broken. Faith isn't just religious. It's the belief that no matter what happens, you have the strength to endure and the wisdom to grow. Fear says, "What if it goes wrong?" Faith says, "Even if it does, I'll be okay." Imagine walking into a dark room. Your fear tells you the darkness is endless, but faith reminds you the light switch is only a few steps away. Positive thinking is about training your mind to reach for that switch, even when you can't see it yet. Peale also teaches that peace of mind isn't something you find. It's something you create. Most of us rush through life chasing happiness like it's a destination. We think, once I get that job, that car, that approval, then I'll be happy. But the truth is, peace doesn't come from what you have. It comes from what you think about what you have. You can have everything and still feel empty, or you can have little and feel deeply content. The difference is gratitude, the practice of focusing on what's right instead of what's missing. Peale often told his congregation, "The trouble with most of us is that we'd rather be miserable in the familiar than happy in the unknown. We hold on to negative patterns, worrying, comparing, complaining, because they're comfortable. But peace begins when you let go of the thoughts that no longer serve you and start feeding your mind with calm, hope, and kindness." Another central lesson of this book is the power of visualization, seeing success in your mind before it happens in your life. Peale believed that your imagination is the blueprint of your destiny. If you picture failure, your actions follow fear. If you visualize success with conviction, your subconscious begins working toward it, guiding your energy and decisions to match that vision. He shared countless real-life examples of people who overcame massive odds simply by refusing to accept defeat in their minds. He told of a businessman drowning in debt who, every night, visualized himself walking confidently through his company's doors, greeting employees with optimism, seeing customers smiling. Within a year, that vision became real, not because of luck, but because belief reshaped his actions. You don't attract miracles by wishing. You create them by aligning your belief, your focus, and your effort.
But perhaps Peale's most profound message is this: you are not your circumstances. No matter what you're facing, heartbreak, loss, financial struggle, you always have the power to choose your response. The greatest weapon against negativity is not denial, but resilience. When life knocks you down, positivity is not pretending you're fine. It's saying, "This hurts, but I will rise anyway." It's about keeping a quiet inner confidence that storms don't last forever. Because when your mind stays anchored in faith, no wave can sink you. Peale often said that one of the most transformative habits you can build is positive self-talk. Every day, thousands of thoughts run through your head, and many of them are quietly self-destructive. I'm not smart enough. I'll never change. I don't deserve better. He challenges us to flip that script. Instead of letting those words weaken you, replace them with strength. I am capable. I am guided. I am enough. He suggests repeating short affirmations daily, phrases that anchor your mind in courage and calm. Something as simple as, "I can do all things through faith and persistence," can shift your state instantly when repeated often. Because what you say to yourself becomes what you believe. And what you believe becomes who you are. Another cornerstone of Peale's philosophy is forgiveness. You cannot think positively if you're carrying anger. He compares resentment to a heavy backpack. Every time you refuse to forgive, you add another rock to the load. Eventually, it crushes your joy. Forgiveness isn't about approving someone's behavior. It's about freeing yourself from it. Letting go is an act of strength, not weakness. It says, "I will not let your actions poison my peace any longer." The moment you forgive, you make space for healing. And peace rushes in like light through an open window. And finally, Peale reminds us that positive thinking must be paired with positive action. Thinking good thoughts alone won't change your life. But thinking good thoughts will give you the confidence to act boldly, persist longer, and rise faster. When your mind is filled with fear, you hesitate. When it's filled with faith, you move. And that's where transformation happens. Not in your intentions, but in your actions. He said, "Action is a great restorer and builder of confidence. Inaction is not only the result, but the cause of fear." So the next time your mind tells you you're not ready, take the step anyway. Because faith grows strongest when it's tested. The beauty of the power of positive thinking lies in its simplicity. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to change it. You just need to start thinking differently, one thought at a time. Every positive idea, every grateful moment, every act of faith is a brick in the foundation of a better life. Because the truth is this: positivity isn't about ignoring problems. It's about facing them with strength. It's about choosing hope when despair is easier. It's about believing in the sunrise even when you're standing in the dark. So, if you're feeling stuck, anxious, or doubtful, take a deep breath. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to believe that you can. And that belief will start to open doors you didn't even know existed. Here's your challenge for today. Catch one negative thought, just one, and replace it with a positive one. Instead of "I can't," say "I'll find a way." Instead of "it's too late," say "it's my time." Do it long enough, and your entire reality begins to change. Because as Norman Vincent Peale reminds us, what you believe deeply, you become completely. If you found this summary valuable, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you never miss more powerful lessons from life-changing books. And if you want to dive deeper, you can grab your own copy of The Power of Positive Thinking using the link in the description. Take action today, because your journey toward peace, confidence, and a better tomorrow begins with a single thought: I can.